can you see from this picture? Can you see the corn? Can you see the weight on it? And you remove it, you think you are cleaning it up. But the thing is inside already. Also see granite or peanut just right there under. How are we promoting get contaminated with aflatoxin? One accumulated climate encourages mold growth, especially in tropical regions like Nigeria. Delay harvesting allows more time for mold to grow. Delay harvesting on the mature crop left in the field too long, especially in moist conditions, are more likely to be contaminated. During drying. If crops are not properly dried after harvest, the moisture content remains high, an ideal condition for aflatoxin producing mold. Moisture, that's why for different commodities there is a moisture content it must maintain. That it must not go beyond, because if it goes beyond it, you create a very nice environment for the mold to begin to dry. During storage, high humidity, poor ventilation, or damage by the silos create the perfect environment for mold growth. During processing and transportation, it's likely to engage with bodies like, in the case of Nigeria now, it will be NHUS and FPIS for export, and after that is coming in and really very serious about this. And by the way, the effort is paying off because if you look at 2023 and 24, the rate of rejection actually came down. Early on can lead to missing certification or approval. Exported food that were not tested or treated can be rejected by buyers or regulators if aflatoxin level exceeds the limit. If the EU is 2 to 4 microgram per kg for aflatoxin B1 in food. 2 to 4 microgram per kg. So how do we solve this new technology? Number one, portable and low-cost test kits or biosensors allow farmers, processors, and regulators to quickly detect aflatoxin level. So if you don't have this, the send it to ACA for testing becomes necessary. If you can't test it in your farm or in your store, then take it to a lab, then become very necessary. Mobile-based decision support system. Mobile app and SMS service provide farmers with real-time advice on when and how harvest, drying, and store crop to prevent aflatoxin contamination. Hermetic storage technology. Hermetic bag, airtight bag, and silos block oxygen and moisture, creating an environment that prevent all the fungal mold and fungal growth. Use of biological control. Aflase is a biocontrol product containing non-toxic strain of aspergillus that outcompete the toxic strain in the field. Then blockchain, monitoring the supply chain, in order to ensure that there is traceability and quality assurance. So the major issue here, unlike the other one that I did, the major issue here is moisture. If the moisture can be controlled, you can significantly control the issue of aflatoxin in our food. The last one before I close, pesticide. Pesticide residue. We need to use pesticide because sometimes you are trying to ensure you don't lose the crop. But the question is, what kind of pesticide are you using? Nowadays, there are bio-safe pesticides. There are pesticides that, in fact, you notice some of the reasons for rejection of our product called pesticide are pesticides that even NAFDAC has banned locally. So NAFDAC has banned, it's not supposed to be here. But you know what? You will find their way into Nigeria one way or the other. Pesticide residue is one of the leading causes of rejection for agro-commodity export, especially to regions with strict food safety standards, EU, UK, US, Japan, and the like. Pesticide residue refers to traces of chemicals left on or in food crop after they have been treated. It can be insecticide, it can be herbicide, it can be fungicide, depending on what you are trying to achieve. But all of them, the traces still found in the product. While small amount may be allowed by law, maximum residue limit should be adhered to. Exceeding the limit may make product unfit for human consumption, leading to export ban or rejection. The reason why our food of the ban beans were rejected or prohibited actually is because of this, the pesticide, and it is the way people pour. You know, when people are not educated about what quantity should be in a particular size, people just pour it as long as the weevil does not grow. And then at the end of the day, which is why if you like eating beans and you eat beans a lot, you need to. It's recommended that you parboil and decant the water before you complete the food. That don't use the water you started with, because the water might contain a lot of the pesticide residue remain the issue we're talking about. Why is it a problem for exporters? Stricter minimum residue level abroad. Lack of compliance. The government sometimes use unauthorized and even banned one. So sometimes it's not just the fact that you are using the right one. You can use the right one, but you are using it excessively. No pre-export testing. This is where ACTA come in. Pre-export testing. Testing to check, is this even fit for human consumption? Poor record keeping to know if you have even put it. You are not even sure if you are putting it again because there is no record. And of course, the reputational damage that it has on us as a country. Look at some of these pesticides. Chlorpyrifos. Chlorpyrifos. Used in Nigeria, broad spectrum of insecticide for field pests. It's used in beans, in sesame seed, in maize. Banned in the EU because it's neurotoxic and carcinogenic. 2-chloroethanol, byproduct of ethylene oxide, used in chemical treatment for dry beans and sesame seed, not allowed. Toxic, linked to ethylene oxide contamination. Ethylene oxide, fumigant, preservative for microbial control in storage. It's affected sesame seeds, spices, and herbs. Banned in food because it causes cancer and mutagenic. Chlorine, byproduct of chlorine-based sanitizer, used as herbicide, found in vegetables, grain, and sesame seed. Restricted because it's toxic to kidney. In EU, it should be maximum of 0.01 milligram per kg. Diclovos, this is the one that many Nigerian beef should be banned in beef. Diclovos is sniper.